When Matthew and Mary Brown left England in 1911, it's quite likely that they never thought they'd see their family again. During World War II, one of Matthew's great nephews, Joseph Henry, or Harry Brown, came to Quebec for training on the Lancaster bomber. This is well documented in the Bonneville Statesman in an article from April of 1943. Harry's visit is mentioned. In the article in 1943 in the Statesman, it mentions that Bobby Brown, or Bob Brown, had just celebrated his third birthday with his grandparents. And Harry Brown, who had spent the previous Christmas with the Browns, was now returning from Quebec to England. Joseph Henry, or Harry Brown, was Henry Brown's grandson. Henry Brown was Matthew's older brother, who he lived with in the 1891 census when he was an agricultural laborer. When visiting England in 2011, Susan and I met Harry Brown's nephew, Ken, and his wife, Pat. Ken Brown and Pat were very gracious, and Ken was quite a woodcarver. Ken Brown had quite a bit of information about Harry, and interestingly, he had a letter that Mary Brown had sent to his father, Arnold, back in 1944. On the letter, Mary writes, "Dear Arnold, we received your letter today, March the 7th, and was glad to hear from you, but very sorry to hear the sad news about Harry. As we have been waiting to hear from him and wondering how he was and where he was, well, we all must hope for the best." Mary goes on in the letter and thanks Arnold for the photo of Harry. "It is very good," she says. "He talked a lot of coming back to Canada. We are all pretty well here and are having a real March Canadian weather. Very cold and lots of snow." Mary talks in the letter about how great a time they had with Harry while he was here in Canada, how that he joined her in going to church, and how that people still often asked about him. Mary closes by saying that she had just told the news to Tom and he was quite upset about this, but he thinks that Harry will turn up. "Let us hope and pray," she says in closing, "for the best. From Uncle Matthew and Aunt Mary in Canada." Harry's crew was quite productive and flew no less than 10 missions during the months of August, September, and October in 1943. Fortunately, during the bombing of Hanover on October 8, 1943, over the target area, a violent explosion occurred which blew off the nose and outer part of their port wing. A blaze broke out inside the fuselage, control was lost, and the Lancaster went into a spin. 5 of the 6 crew members died, including Harry. Posthumously, the crew was awarded a certificate. The certificate was awarded to the crew for obtaining an aiming point photograph of the target of Genoa on 7th and 8th of August in 1943.